It is the end of September. So in the stores, you see Halloween and Christmas stuff. Y'all know Thanksgiving is the redhead stepchild. But we already know that the holidays are like right around the corner. This holiday season, please think back, if you are a wife and mom, to what happened on Mother's Day. Did your husband or significant other take care of you? If you are into holidays, think about last Christmas. Think about last Thanksgiving. Did your man get you a gift? Was it thoughtful? Did your spouse, your significant other prep anything that had to do with Thanksgiving if you do Thanksgiving? Think about all of that before going into the fall holidays, the Christmas holidays. Please think about that and reciprocate. Reciprocate. Stop going all out. If going all out means that you are doing all of the heavy lifting for your male relatives that get to sit there, enjoy the holidays, never participate in cleaning up, buying anything, doing anything. Recognize or just remember last year, remember earlier this year, match energy. If you are stressed out because of the holidays, turn the page this upcoming holiday. Pour into yourself. Book yourself a hotel room. Please use that money that you would on holidays. Stop giving it to unappreciative people. Give yourself a present this year. Okay, so this was posted in the 2X chromosome subreddit. Largely, women are the ones that make holidays happen. As I'm starting to go over my planning for the holidays, food I'm making, which relatives' houses we're going to, when, gifts I have, gifts I need to get, wrapping supplies, I'm really seeing how much work it all is every year. Last year, as we all opened gifts, I also realized that no man on either side of the family participated in the gift procurement, wrapping, decorations, planning, or food preparation. My father in law bought a random necklace for my mother in law from a department store and didn't wrap it, and my dad asked me to purchase and wrap my mother's gift from him. The moms, wives, and girlfriends did everything else. There were also a lot of jokes the men traded. What did my wife get you? Etc. This goes back decades and generations, and it's infuriating. I have vivid memories of the men sharing brandy and cigars while the wives ran around making Christmas dinner. To combat this, I've instituted mandatory evenings for both my husband during the holiday season, where we both sit down and buy gifts, wrap gifts, make holiday food, pack the car to see relatives, etc. He's not always a huge fan, as his father never participated when he was growing up. But this crap ends with, what are some of the things we can all do to stop the women we know from taking themselves out to make the holidays happen? First, I believe we have got to highlight that women are the ones that make this work, and then pull back a little bit. And for the adult men, stop doing for them if they don't do for you. Like, literally, it should be some appreciation, it should be some reciprocation. But for too long, women have just taken it. We've been the sacrificial lambs, the martyrs. Stop doing that. Now, what also we can do is highlight these stories. So I'm going to do some of these comments. Miss Areno Magami says, adding in, call it out when you see it. I heard someone say once that holidays aren't magical when you refuse to see the work people put in. Houses just magically get decorated. Presents magically appear. Food is magically made. I pointed out, wow, look at how much effort they put into decorating the house. Wow, look how much time grandma spent making this amazing meal. That's why my kid gets one toy from Santa and the rest come from mom or dad or family. I mean, make sure you're giving credit where credit is due, but give that credit. And don't feel bad about not sharing credit where it's not due. My partner not only gets things for people himself, but he'll point out that the things that I got them are from me, unless he was actively a participant in it. Katie Did says, I started doing this when we had our first child. To his credit, my husband has never expected me to be in charge of buying gifts for his family. He has always managed that himself. When it was just the two of us, I didn't care so much about Christmas magic and going all out on decorations and establishing traditions. But once we had a kid, that stuff was really important to me. My husband freely acknowledged that many of his best childhood memories revolve around family holidays and family traditions. So we had a good talk about who actually makes that stuff happen. In the vast majority of families, it's the moms. The moms do all the planning, the buying, the cooking, the scheduling, the wrapping, the decorating. Like, even if dads participate, it's the moms who are carrying the mental load of planning and organizing and preparing. I definitely would still like him to take on more of the planning for these things, but he has stepped up. And perhaps more importantly, he openly acknowledges the effort all these things take. So our kids understand that this doesn't just happen. I like this one from the Sarcasm. My brother once refused to help me set the table at Christmas because I'm on a break. I shouldn't have to. And I just lost it at him and was like, oh, but it's perfectly fine for me to do it. Or our mom with her bad joints. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're being put upon being asked to do something that takes 30 seconds that children do. She says, I'm usually very easygoing, so this was a wildly different response than he had expected. He actually took it very seriously, and we had a deep conversation later that day and have had a much better relationship since. Not the only thing that changed, of course, but I think it was a good push. The Sad Exercises says, Santa is so unfair, man, taking credit for all these parents' hard work and money spent. Sorry Baby says, Santa only gives, say, 2 or 3 medium value presents in our house. We, the family, give the rest. Not having Santa take all the credit for my hard work and thoughtfulness, etc. Yuckland says, Santa gives the most boring gifts to our son: socks, t-shirts, school supplies, and stuff like that. Santa also fills stockings, so there's some good candy, snacks, and fun small items too. My husband was like, I want credit for the awesome presents. Now that the kids are older, they obviously know that Santa isn't real, but they would never say Santa isn't real because then they won't get presents from Santa. This one sucks. This woman says, I will always remember the Christmas a couple of years ago that broke me. We were living overseas, so I worked extra hard to get gifts way in advance to allow for shipping times. I made decorations because you couldn't buy them where I was. I hosted a huge Christmas meal to make my husband happy because he likes to host people. I guess it's nice when you just show up and do nothing else. I bought wonderful and thoughtful presents for everyone. I made sure to ship presents to all family back home, including his family. We got great phone calls with his family, all loving their gifts. And Christmas morning, we sat around the tree eating panettone bread pudding I made, everyone unpacking gifts. And nothing for me. No gift, nothing in my stocking. The only thing to unwrap was a box my dad had sent me. Nothing from my husband. I had to leave the room to cry. Of course, my husband was upset because I didn't remind him to get me a gift. How was he to know? That's the kind of thing that I want women to remember. That feeling of nothing, that empty void, that you were worth absolutely no energy, even as you gave and gave and gave of yourself and thought of people and what they might like and all of that. Think of what your husband or boyfriend or the other men in your family did for you. If it was nothing, make them feel it a little bit this year. Stop giving to people who don't give a about you. All right, y'all. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I'm very supportive of the child free movement because I know that not everybody is cut out to be a parent. And what we're seeing today with a lot of estranged family where adult children have gone no contact with their parents for whatever reason, you're seeing stories like this pop up. And I know that it's because not everybody should be a parent. So this woman asked this question in the Ask Old People Advice subreddit. She says, estranged mom might die. Should I call her? She says, I cut off contact with my mom about 9 years ago due to some horrible things she did to my dad and me throughout my childhood. I got a message this morning that she's in the hospital, will be having heart surgery, and just wants to talk to me because she thinks she's going to die. I feel a little numb in this situation. I don't have a lot of feelings on if she were not to make it, but can't decide if I would regret not talking to her one more time or if I would regret talking to her. Help. Now, if this woman had a good relationship with her mom, this wouldn't even be a thing. But obviously she didn't. Like literally, you would not have to act like I would never ask Reddit, should I book a flight to go see my mother or my father? I would be there. As soon as I knew something was wrong, I would be figuring out how I was going to get there, make arrangements for my kids. But this is what happens when people have kids and they're terrible people, or they didn't want kids, or they were pressured into keeping a baby simply because the woman ended up pregnant. Let's look at some of the comments. The woman, the OP Ligatron, she is in the comments heavily. Much Development said, would you miss her any more than you do right now? Answer that and you have your answer. And then Ligatron says, I don't miss her at all. Never have. I miss the idea of a good mom, but not her. I grieved that loss a long time ago. Much Development says, then you have your answer. Keep the idea of the mom you want without the reality of who she really was in your past. She's only contacted you because she's now starting to realize how alone she has made her life. So she is trying to get you to forgive her for the stuff she put you through. FYI, a planned heart surgery, if it's not way too late, is usually not fatal. She may well have created a scenario that will get you to see her, knowing that without something serious, you just say no. I'm so sorry you have to go through this again. Good luck on whatever decision you make. Getting to says, ask her about her heart surgery. Are you finally getting a real heart? And then the OP laughed. When I told my partner she was having heart surgery, he said, good. Maybe they can actually find one. Gambling to Man says, heart surgery does not equal death. She just thinks she's going to die. Sounds like an attention getter. OP, curious how you found out about the surgery. Seems sus on her part. Maybe get confirmation from her surgeon. And the OP says, she sent my dad a message and he forwarded it on to me. Then her sister called me about 30 minutes after posting this. I think she told her side of the family that my dad poisoned us against her, and that's why we don't talk to her. Not that she was an alcoholic cheater who broke our family apart and ruined my dad's life. He doesn't talk to her either because she's really hateful towards him if he doesn't give her what she wants. He's just the line open in case of an emergency. So that's where that is. And with the way people keep getting caught cheating and tearing up their families, I have a feeling that we're going to see more of these types of estrangements, because cheating does not just impact the spouse. Cheating impacts the whole family. And like a lot of these people are going off and doing whatever, living their best life outside of their family. And then they have nothing when they end up like this. Absolutely. I don't even want to see you on your deathbed type of thing. Is it worth it? All right, y'all, join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So we have seen how women are opting out of relationships after a terrible relationship, a terrible marriage, or whatnot. This was posted in the Life After Narcissism subreddit. And I am totally sure that a lot of people are ending up with PTSD after dealing with somebody like this. And we can know and understand why they would just opt to have their stress levels stay low, keep their energy to themselves, and be happier and healthier as a single person. So this person says, did you lose your desire for dating after divorcing a narcissist? I don't even want to date anyone. She says, hello. It's been almost 3 years after I escaped and then the divorce. I'm doing pretty well in my professional and family life. I was unemployed, broken, dysfunctional, homeless, and suffering from severe PTSD after being in a marriage with a covert narcissist. Over these years, my life has changed for the better in many ways. I made progress in my career and have doubled my income. I was able to buy my first home, recover from the PTSD, and I'm in the process of starting my own business and going back to graduate school. The shared fantasy with the narcissist has dissolved and is now a distant memory that no longer controls my present. I'm good and I'm happy in my own skin, but it took a while to get here. However, when I think about dating again, I don't feel any desire to get to know a potential partner. I simply don't feel interested. I could recognize that some people are beautiful and attractive, but I have no desire to date them. I wonder why this is. It feels like I'm 100% focused on my goals and being good myself. Did this happen to you after divorcing a narcissist? Is it that now I subconsciously associate relationships with suffering and burden and death? Jesus. I genuinely want to understand the reasons. I don't have the answer to this, and I don't know everything about narcissism. But if you were in a relationship and after the relationship, it left you so jacked up that you become unemployed, broken, dysfunctional, homeless, and suffering from PTSD, anything that causes all of that, I can see why you would stay away from that. It's like, yeah, I can understand why you feel like relationships equate to suffering because, yeah, you suffered. So why would you put yourself through that and you're happy and healthy now? I can understand that. But you guys can weigh in. There are 3 comments that were on this post, so I'll get to those real quick. Oh, I see that she had a couple of questions. Did you regain your interest in dating again? And if so, how long did it take after the divorce? Then Rope Excellence says, just focus on yourself and give it time. Answer is yes. Until I healed and worked on myself, now I love dating and have met so many wonderful men. There is a light at the end of this. Just focus on now, not tomorrow. Sick Nick says, I healed pretty quick. The relationship was over, and I think my heart knew it. She was cheating and lying, and my brain knew it. LOL. Once the fog lifted, I did some EMDR therapy and met someone better 6 months after she moved out. 3 months after, no contact. And then Dreamer in the Sky says, I feel exactly the same. Absolutely no desire, actual or romantic feelings about anyone. I don't look at people the same way. It is actually a really bad feeling. I was so badly deceived for absolutely no reason because some sociopath thought it was fun. I am done with anything to do with relationships. People talk about healing. I think I am, and I'm very driven in other areas of my life. But love can F off. I'm sorry, she says, but love can F off out of it. I didn't deserve this, and if this is how it's going to be forever, then I don't care. Whew. People don't know and understand. It's like they are really jacking people up by being terrible humans. And I can very well see a lot of women just coming together, living in communes, being, a community of women because of what these types of relationships are doing to them. All right, y'all, join the conversation. Like I said, this was a short one, only had 3 comments on it at the time that I took the screenshots. I don't know if there are more, but I do want to know what your thoughts are. Life after dealing with a narcissist and divorce. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.